TV, and I'm just about to talk to Morag Kelly and Michael Duggan about their book Gordon Goes to Greenieland. Now they're both behind me here beaving away on their wall, and they're going to tell me the story about bringing this new book to the market here in Ireland. Good morning, Michael. Good morning, Morag. How are you? Great. You've brought this super new book to the market. Can you tell us what is the whole idea and concept behind this book?
Okay, well, it's a book for children aged 5 to 8 years of age, and essentially it's all about the environment. So it's a book about the environment. It's set around this character called Greenie, and Greenie knows everything there is to know about nature and growing your own, and everything to do with ecology and sustainability and all the important lessons that our young children should learn.
Now, this book is first of your series, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, so who came up with the concept?
Morag originally came up with the concept. We both agreed that we'd try to write a book together at some stage. We originally went to college together, so our paths went different ways, and Morag went back to design college to do landscape design, garden design, sorry. Yeah. And when she came out, she was looking for ways of applying her new skills. She'd found that she was very good at drawing and illustrating, particularly flowers, and she's developed that skill.
So, Morag, you did the illustration and you both wrote the book together.
Absolutely. So I spent a little bit of time developing the illustrations. It's something that I realised I loved to do, was to draw. So I did all of the graphics for the website as well. Our website is greenieland.ie. And yes, so did the illustrations, and
you came up with the whole idea of producing. Now, tell me about the characters in the book.
Okay, so our central character is Greenie, as Morag's already described.
Can I ask you, where did you come up with the name Greenie?
Greenie, it was organic. It was just a conversation between myself and Morag. That's how we've developed the story, is that a blank sheet, Morag will draw and we discuss it and draw out kind of different ideas. So it's really just brainstorming, or just a more creative word than that. It's kind of just...
So all the wording in the book is very much into the green environment, etc., yeah?
Yeah. It's also very repetitive, you might notice. So there's a character in the book called Gordon. Gordon loves to garden with Grandad. And then Gordon goes to Greenieland and he meets Greenie. So there was a certain element of looking at what young children like and how they may be able to relate or associate to what you're dealing with. So something to do with earth and the nature and the environment. Everything around you is green if you look outside, so we just wanted something that was quite literal, but also then to tie it into something very visual with the illustrations. So it's a combination of both techniques.
Now, being literal, along with that, you've a good educational touch to this book.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm very passionate about growing your own myself, and also very passionate about sustainability. And when I did my 2-year diploma in garden design, it was just something that I felt, interestingly enough, I wanted to produce something for adults. So there's a certain generation, I feel, that have forgotten how to grow their own, or maybe a little bit intimidated by it. So really I wanted to develop something that would be fun for children, but you would also implicitly help the adults along, so that their children would be very much into growing your own and wanting to protect their environment, and then that the adults of those children would be gently brought along with it and educated as well.
And Michael, can you tell me how in the book do you portray this? How do you teach the children how to grow, etc.?
Well, it's in the context of presenting it as imagery, and it's the whole idea of the cycles of life, so that everything you do affects your ecosystem. So in the book there's the lesson that if you chop down a tree, you need to understand what a tree is all about, and that if you chop down one, you plant one, because that all these little animals live in the tree, and that the tree will give you firewood, but you need to give back to nature.
And you've portrayed this in the whole storyline. So can you explain? It's not in your face teaching people. Sure, it's not.
No, it's, as Morag said, it's a quite subtle approach. Yeah. So it's the kids. It's based in nature, but it's not preachy. The story is about a relationship between Gordon and his granddad, and it's about the transfer of knowledge from his granddad to Gordon, so Gordon can deal with life and commune with nature.
Now, can we meet the various characters? I see here on your wall we've got a few guys who seem to be sitting back and enjoying the whole setup here. Can you introduce us here? Yeah.
The character is Greenie.
Yeah.
So this is a character that Gordon meets in Greenieland.
Yeah.
And Greenie is actually a character that was made by myself and my mother. So we handmade him and we were using him as part of our display. So this is Greenie. These characters here are the giddy goats. So these are actually on our cover of our book. And they are basically just a representation of the magic that Gordon experiences when he goes to Greenieland. And who else do we have? We have some lovely snowdrops here. Basically, the question you were asking about the snowdrops.
I'm going to turn you around here to us. Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah. So this is a representation of spring. So in the book, we actually have it broken into seasons. And on each season, you might see that we have a representation of a plant that would be appropriate for that season. And we also give this the common name, but we also give the Latin name. So in terms of what you were asking there, it's very gently provided. However, it's very educational for a child.
Well, congratulations to you both. How long did this book take to actually get it together? I mean, to get it here today?
It's taken about 14 months. So I developed the business idea. I actually did a business planning course, and I've also been on the First Steps Micro Enterprise Network program. So I did about 20 weeks of business planning. And then I developed the whole idea of the illustrative style and technique is something that it took me about 3 or 4 months to develop. And then after that, we worked on the story development for about 6 months. So in total, I've been working on this project. Michael has been working part-time because Michael's in college doing a master's at the moment. Yeah.
Good for you, Michael. A man of many talents here.
I'm on a brief break from it just to come to bloom. So
Good for you. Well, tell me something. Where to next?
Where to next? The next show is probably going to be Electric Picnic, but next is onward and upward. We're going to do a second book, but we're going to develop the services side of it. We want to create communities of kids through either schools or like the Beaver Scouts and Bernardos to strengthen our partnerships. All the stuff we have here, like these wooden shelves and this little ferry, they're all done by local businesses in Galway. So we're trying to grow from support local business, help local business go national. So
That's absolutely terrific. Now tell me, Morag, how can anybody get more information and purchase this book?
Okay, well, the book is available from our website, which is greenieland.ie. It's also available on Amazon, bestsellers.ie, kennys.ie. It's available in Eason's and Nina, Eason's in Galway. And basically, if you Google Gordon Goes to Greenieland, you'll find it.
Well, Morag Kelly and Michael Duggan, many thanks for talking to us this morning on Gardenville.tv.